Hello, greetings from Austria. I'm 5 kilometers from the German border, and that was my second and last day of the Eurobike. Really enjoyed it. It was incredible, that experience. So much cycling on one spot. It was so cool meeting people and yeah, chatting with different kind of distributors and with manufacturers, which I usually wouldn't get a chance with. So that was really interesting. But now it's time to actually look at Haute Route Dolomites, which starts on Saturday, the 2nd of September, and goes to the 8th of September in Finnish. So it starts in Innsbruck, Austria, and finishes in Venice, Italy. Now, I've been asked why there is a 5-day or 7-day break between the second and the third round. The reason is because all those 3 7-day stage races are actually individual. I mean, they belong to the same organization, but you can do them individually. And one year they're all like back to back, and other years there's a break between. Now the Haute Route Pyrenees and the Haute Route Alps, the second one, there was only 1 day rest day. However, in the second and the third day, the Haute Route Dolomites, there's 5 days. Now, tomorrow, I'm leaving for Innsbruck, and I want to, until now I just looked at the sheet and did some calculations, 1,500 kilometers and 35,000 meters of climbing, the first and second day, first and second stage race. After the third one, it will be 2,378 kilometers and over 56,000 meters of climbing. So, it's going to be interesting, especially the Dolomites. I was told the weather is a little bit more unpredictable, so I can expect rain one of those days. Also, and I will show you, the climbs are quite, it will remind me maybe of the Pyrenees again. So, but I want to show you now what I'm receiving as a participant and what I'm getting ready for. So let's check it out. Okay, as you can see here, actually it's 4 races, the Rockies, Pyrenees, Alps and Dolomites. And if you do 3 of them, then you're doing the Triple Crown. Now the Pyrenees and the Alps I've just done, and you can see already from the elevation gain and from the distance, it's pretty legit. And I'm now doing the Dolomites starting this Saturday. And as you can see, it's less kilometers, but still a legitimate amount of climbing. So now, this is, for example, now the Dolomites. Those are the 7 stages. And how it works is, as you can see, actually there's only one stage besides the time trial, which is under 3,000 meters of climbing a day. But otherwise they're, quite for real. I mean, just look at the second stage, for example, 175 kilometers and 4,200 meters of climbing. That by itself is already a good day. The fourth stage, there's always in those 7-day stage races, there's always one stage which is a time trial, uphill time trial, and this time it's the stage 4, 17 kilometers and 1,100 meters of climbing. Usually, depending on what your standings are, like your rankings, you would see that maybe as a recovery day, or you have good legs all of a sudden, like me in the Alps, and you thought it would be a recovery day, but it wasn't. I had to pay for that. And if you actually just go up there's always a description on this, and I don't know who wrote it, but they're really, they are not shy of telling you really what's all about. And then here, for example, there will be nothing easy about this first day. Don't be fooled by the relatively limited amount of climbing. Much of it gradients exceeding 10%. So limited amount of climbing, about 3,300 meters of climbing. That's interesting. And then you can see already here, this is the course profile. 2 days. And this is the first time that actually the first stage goes back to the original location. Now, what we also receive is a road book. And in that road book, besides all the description of the registration and stuff, I guess, the stages are explained. And it tells you also again more the main stats. Okay, is it? Okay. And then you can see on the key figures that it's 87.1 kilometers timed. So not all things are timed. Usually, sometimes the descents are not timed. And here you can see what is timed and what is not. For example, after Kütai, if my phone is doing this, in case after Kutai it's not timed anymore. Yeah. So, and that's what you can go through every single day. Then this is the second day, this third stage, and so it goes along. Depending on how you do it, but sometimes I don't look at the next day until I'm actually done with the with the day prior, just to don't freak myself too much out. And what I've also received is here. You can sign up for a certain kind of accommodation depending on what your budget is, from budget hotels to luxury hotels. And yeah, you can see I have a shared room for the first 2 days, first two stages, or first two hotels rather, and then I will be by myself. So now, since we got this all covered, it's time to actually do the ride, right? So tomorrow, heading to Innsbruck, and on Saturday, the first stage is starting.